video is super late because I wanted to make a video in January showing my collection at the start of the year and then one in December showing my collection at the end of the year, but here we are mid-April already, but better late than never. So I'm going to try to make this much shorter than my previous collection video, which ended up being, I want to say, 2 40-minute videos, which is ridiculous. So I'm not going to go through and like show every single album and its track list and my favorite song. Although I really like that I did that because I can look back on that and see what my favorite songs were at the time. But this time it's going to be purely, here are my like albums, DVDs, fan club kits, etc. So I decided to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to start with the bottom of my small shelf this time, and it starts with my Astro collection. So I have their first mini album, which is Spring Up, and it moves to their second mini, which is Summer Vibes. So far, none of these have had versions, and then the special album, Winter Dream. And then this is the first one that has versions, and I have the orange version, which is Autumn Story. Then after that, we have Dream Part 1, and this is the night version. And then Dream Part 2, this is the wind version. Next is another special album, which is Rise Up. Also does not have versions. After that is All Light, and this is the green version. After All Light is Blue Flame, and this is the story version. I do have the book version. It's on display because it's all members signed, so I'll show you that later. Then we have Gateway, and I believe this is Another World version. And then the last album that I have for Astro is All Yours, and this is the Us version. They do have more recent albums that I have not purchased yet because it's been a little bit hard being a GOT7 fan because with all of them doing solo albums, it's almost like collecting 7 different groups now. Although, to be fair, not all of the members have come out with solo albums yet, but a couple of them have come out with multiple albums. But yeah, so that's why some of my collections are not up to date, because some of them have kind of been put on the back burner while I focus on GOT7 releases. So next we have Eyes One, and this is the color version, I believe. Oh, and this is the album Color Eyes. After that, we have my only EXO Japanese album, which is Countdown, and I have Kai's version. Then we move to Lotto. I never know what to actually pronounce this because obviously in the song it's Loto, but that sounds weird to us in English. Then we have The War with Coco Bop on it, and it just says Korean version, so I don't know if this had other version names. I will put that below if it did. And then Don't Mess Up My Tempo. This was the version that they had available at Target. And then the last one on this shelf is Monsta X. This is the Beside version, and it is The Clan Part 2.5, The Final Chapter is the album name. Moving up to the shelf above that one, this is my Enhypen Day 6 and very, very tiny Tomorrow by Together collection. So the first thing I have on here is my Enhypen Light Stick. Is there actually a name for this? Because as far as I can see, it's just referred to as the Enhypen Light Stick, and my friends and I call it the Hype Stick, so please let me know if there is an official name for this. I cannot find it. Okay, so starting at the top, I have the dusk version of Border Day 1. This is so reflective. And then below that is the dawn version. Then we move to Border Carnival with the up version, the hype version, and the down version. After that is Dimension Dilemma with, oh, these are always the super hard, Scylla version, Odysseus, and the one that I never know how to say, Charybdis. Yeah, still don't know how to pronounce that. And then we have Dimension Answer with the Yet version and the No version. So I think it'll be easier to show you these before I put the ENHYPEN albums back. So first we have Day 6 Daydream. Then we have Day 6 Shoot Me Youth Part 1. And there are version names for this, I believe. I will have to link that below. Then the Book of Us Gravity. My one and only TXT album. I'm not sure why it's sitting in the middle of my Day 6 collection. I need to fix that. The Chaos Chapter Freeze, and this is the world version. And then Remember Us Youth Part 2 for Day 6. Okay, update. I know exactly why the TXT album's in the middle of my Day 6 collection, because if I had it the other way, the light stick would not fit here. So that's why. Okay, so this is just the top of my little shelf. So I have a little photo frame from Here from Jin Young. And then this is my official fan club for 6th August, and it came with this cute little cup. And then on top of that is actually my calendar from 2021, but the backs are just so cute that I just use that. So right in the middle is 3 of my, I think 7 photo card binders. So I'll just pull them out real quick and like give a quick glance through what they are. The first one here is for BTS, but it's all of like extra things that don't come in an album. So like this is from the puzzle, although I lied, that actually came in an album, like the Mott's tour ticket, like VT stuff. This was from A Season's Greetings. So it's like smaller size extra inclusions from non-albums, if that makes sense. Then we move on to my Mott's tour binder, which is all of the bigger size photo cards. So like McDonald's, tour photo cards, light stick, so this kind of stuff. Although I have one thing that I will complain about. So these are supposed to fit perfectly like the big size photo cards, and typically they do. But these, which I'm putting my hand over because they're an inclusion from the Army kit, so you're not seeing anything. Look, they made them bigger than the photo card sleeve. Why? Like, you made this binder big. What was this decision? But yes, you saw nothing. And then this is my every other group that is not BTS or GOT7 binder. So there is a lot squeezed in here, like Stray Kids, Twice, TXT, Astro, ENHYPEN, which ENHYPEN has a pretty big section and probably will soon have to have their own photo card binder. Day 6. Yeah, so it's just everyone that is not my 2 main alt groups. Okay, so I'm gonna go in a little bit of a weird order here because this is the bottom shelf, but then other than this shelf, it's not gonna make sense to go from the bottom to the top, and you'll see why. But I already had the camera down here set up, so I figured might as well start here. So on the bottom shelf, I have a lot of like really big box size items, as you can see. So I have things like the Gotcha 2015 Perfect Getaway in LA photo book for GOT7. This thing is so huge, it's like not even fitting in frame. Then I have the most recent ARMY membership kit. Then we move to my pile of mostly Season's Greetings, all except for the bottom. So this is the Season's Greetings from 2019, which is the little shoebox. It's so cute. And then we have the Season's Greetings from 2020. This huge thing from 2021. We switched color themes for 2022, and now we have purple. And then this is the ARMY membership kit from 2 memberships ago, the like movie themed one. And then this huge box is the one from 1 ago, so the like fairy tale story theme. Okay, so we've moved to the top, and you can see why I said it would make 0 sense to go from bottom to top for any of these shelves because they are all in order. Trying to figure out how I want to film this because I don't have a tripod that is long enough that I can stand, or that I can have it like sit stably here. Okay, my solution is just that I'm not going to pull all of these off of the shelves, but I don't feel like that's necessary because everyone has seen these albums. So I'll just quickly go through them. So I have Too Cool for School, Or You Late 2, School Love Affair. This is School Love Affair Special Edition, and it is from the reprint, not the original. Dark and Wild. Then we move into Hwayoung and Hwa, which part 1, part 2. Young Forever, and I'm not saying the version names because I have literally all the versions. So Wings, all 4 versions. You Never Walk Alone, Left and Right. Love Yourself, Her, Tear, Answer, Mott's Persona, and then this is from BTS World. I think they repacked it in a special edition, which I don't have. This was just the original release. Then I just have like this little photo card thing that came with their Season's Greetings from 2021 that I set up there. Then I have the little standee from Love Yourself, Tear. And then I also have the standee of them at the bus stop from You Never Walk Alone. So that's what sits on my shelf. Moving down to the next shelf below, so I have all 4 versions of Mott 7. I have both versions of B, and then I have this cute little fake plant in a bunny because Bangkok, of course. Just put that to the side. I have both versions of Butter, and then this is Face Yourself, and then the one next to it is Lights, Boy with Love. As I knock things off my shelf, it's fine, I have carpet. BTS The Best. Pulling these out because I don't know if everyone's seen their Japanese albums. Okay, moving over, we go into the BTS DVDs that I own. I'm going to move my GOT7 album. Okay, so the first one is the Wings Tour, which, fun fact about this was my first DVD that I ever got. It was a Christmas present, and I pulled Hobie, who is my bias, so I was super excited about that. Then next up is Love Yourself in Seoul. Very, very hard to pull these out and put them back in. Oh, and in the back there is an extra copy. I don't know if you can see it back there of Dark and Wild, My album, the CD had scratches on it, and so it wouldn't play. And then I had a friend who had the album but only wanted the photo card, so she gave me her copy, so I have 2 of them now. Next is Love Yourself New York. I bought this because I went to this show at Citi Field. I love the aesthetic of people that have like all of the versions of the Love Yourself, because like the really like pastel-y colors that all go together, but I kind of figured I didn't need 3 versions of Love Yourself, so I stopped myself at Seoul, New York. Then we have Happy Ever After, which is their 4th muster, and this got a little banged up during my move. There's a couple items that suffered a little coming back from Korea. Then we have Muster Magic Shop. And then one more. How do people make this look so easy? One more BTS item, which is the graphic lyrics, and I got You Never Walk Alone because this was my first BTS comeback. So now we move into my second alt group, GOT7, and the first album is Got It, which sits at the front of my collection because it's really awkward to like store like this. And if you've ever seen like the TikTok videos that complain about this album and like how it always falls and stuff, they're accurate. Also mine, I don't know if you can tell, is very off color on the front. I bought this used. It did come with a photo card, but I bought this in like 2017 used, so it is a little bit beat up. So once again, I don't think it's really necessary for me to pull out all of the albums. If you do have like a specific group that you're like, please pull out the albums for, you can just let me know, but I really don't feel like it's necessary in this video. So I have Got Love. These are the 2 versions of Identify, Just Right. Then we move down to the next shelf. These are the 2 different versions of Mad. Then we have Mad Winter Edition, which I only have 1 version of. It has no photo card. It has like a 2015 or 2016 calendar. So I was like, it's not worth it to get the other version, but I do have 1. Flight Log Departure. Now these I will pull off in a second because they are member versions, but I have 3 versions of Flight Log Turbulence. These are Flight Log Arrival. This is 7 for 7, and then this is 7 for 7 Present Edition. I have all 3 versions of Eyes on You. Then there are 2 lookbooks from Eyes on You. That's it right there. These I will pull off in a moment as well, so you can look at all of them. But I am so happy to finally have completed my Present You collection. So I have my beautiful little bird on the outside. Then we move into Present You and Me. Then the album that is a sore subject because of freaking sleeves. I do not have all 3 versions. So I have Security and I have Insecurity, but I don't have the and version. So I'm just frustrated that they did it that way, that there was like no way to tell what album you had. Then we move to Call My Name, all 4 versions, and then technically how I got into GOT7. So Dream Night was on Netflix and my friend showed it to me, and so I obviously found them intriguing enough that I went and I watched Real GOT7, and it only took about like half an episode for me to absolutely fall in love with Jackson and then also the rest of the group. And yep, here we are over 5 years later. Oh, and I have Yugyeom's written number at the top. Okay, so I'll start with the things that sit on my shelf. The first things are these 2 globe bracelets that I wore to the Eyes on You in New York. My friend who is Chinese brought these back when she came home, and she got it like for each of our bias members, although half of our group was Jackson bias, but there was some JBs in there. But yeah, so no idea what that actually says, but that's what these are. This is the pre-order gift from Present You, and you can switch out the photos. I tend to usually put a group photo in there, but every once in a while, like if it's their birthday month or something, I might switch it up. So almost Bam Bam's time. There we go. Okay, moving to these guys. So, Turbulence. I have Youngjae's version, Jinyoung, and then the first one that I ever pulled, which was Jackson. Then we move to, oh, these guys. Present. So, group version, JB, Mark, Jackson, Jinyoung, Youngjae, the one that finally completed my collection, Bam Bam, and Yukim. Okay, so we are finally to the last shelf of my big shelves. So over here, I have 4 of my 5 versions of Dai. My version 1 is Youngjae signed, so it is on display. Then I have all 7 versions of Breath of Love Last Piece, although I actually have an 8th version, which is JB signed, so that is also on display. Then I have the empty case from JB's solo album. Then we move to verse 2, which, okay, for the longest time, I did not realize that there were multiple versions on the inside, that the covers, that they basically did what they did for Just 2. So there's 2 different covers, but you can get multiple different, like, inside versions, which I did not know. Then we have Focused, which is Just 2. So I'm gonna, once again, wow, I have, whoop, they're falling. Once again, I have the 2 different cover versions, but for this one, I actually have Yukim's version for both of the insides. Okay, next we have the 2 Japanese albums that I own for GOT7, which are I Won't Let You Go and Love Loop, and I have JB's version for Love Loop. Then we move to their solo albums. So I have both versions of Ribbon. I have Point of View You, which is Yukim, Somo Fume, JB, both versions of Colors for Youngjae. Then we're gonna move the camera over because there's more of the shelf that you can't see. Okay, so next up is both versions of B by Bam Bam. I'm obsessed with the coloring of these. And then we have Love by Def. And then we move into Jin Young's photo books. So I have, hey guys, this thing is gigantic. And here. And then I have 7 edition, which is their like season's greetings without being a season's greetings. Like, I don't even know what this was described as because it does have like a planner in it, but it doesn't have dates in it. And then it has beautiful, massive photo book and like dried flowers. Like, the entire thing is absolutely gorgeous, but it was just a weird timing of like when they released 7 edition. So that completes these shelves. As you can see, I've tried to leave a little bit of room on this shelf and a little bit of room on the bottom shelf in the hopes of a GOT7 comeback happening soon. If we are to believe Bam Bam, it should be happening in June. Which means that my June is once again absolutely crazy because my other alt group is also coming back in June. Seriously, like, they did this to me last time because Breath of Love Last Piece and B came out not that far from each other. So this is like a really chaotic and messy place to store stuff, but there's not much storage in my room, so there's a lot of stuff that I have stored under my bed. But these are my 4 remaining binders that I will pull out and just quickly show you. Okay, first up is my BTS album DVD, like photo book, photo cards, which is basically all of the inclusions from regular albums and DVDs. Then we move to GOT7's version of that, and you'll notice this one is super thick because I am actually trying to collect like all member, all version. I'm doing it like super slow and like I'm not pressuring myself, but I would really like to eventually like complete my collection. I am not doing it for BTS because for some reason BTS photo cards tend to be super overpriced, especially Jungkook, so I decided that was not worth it. Although I am running into a lot of GOT7 albums, the like older ones, the photo cards are also ridiculous. Don't even get me started on Bounce, that's never gonna happen. But that's that photo card binder. Then we have this one, which is tour DVD, fan meeting, photo book, and album extras. So it's basically everything other than what comes in the regular albums. Not finished there. Last one. So this is all of their solo inclusions. So solo and subunits, I should say. I originally had this in my regular GOT7 binder, but as you can see, this is a lot, and obviously they are nowhere near done releasing solo albums, so it needed its own binder. So that's what this one is. Okay, so we've almost made it. We are on my last physical set of shelves. There should be 3 sections to it. So this one has my GOT7 DVDs. So I have all of their fan meetings. This is the first one, 365 Plus. Then we have their second one, which was Amazing GOT7 World. We Under the Moonlight, which is my absolute favorite fan meeting of theirs. Then we have, I believe this is the 5th because the 4th is online. This was the soccer one. Then we have Fly in Seoul final DVD. And Eyes on You. And then my personal favorite, because I was there, the Keep Spinning in Seoul DVD. Then we have the monographs. I have been looking for ages for the freaking Flight Log Departure monograph. You cannot find it anywhere. Like, I just bought both of these in album stores in Seoul. Departure, no, can't find it anywhere. So I have Turbulence and I have the Arrival one. And then last but not least, I have JB's photo book. It's from his photo exhibition called Alone, and I was lucky to be able to go to that. It was really cool. Okay, moving to the shelf above that, I just have the memories of 2018 and 2019 for BTS. These were all like freebies, the photo essays. I don't remember exactly which all of that came with. This is the photo essay from JJ Project Tomorrow Today, or verse 2. I have Secret Number, Who Dis, the notes, 1 and 2. This is a random Blackpink album that I have. Long story, but I won a Butter album. My friend won the Blackpink album. I already had both versions of Butter, so we switched albums. So that's how I have this one. And these are all just random notebooks. We move over here. This is the Stray Kids light stick before they had a light stick. This was what I used at their fan meeting in Korea. Then I have Twice, The Story Begins, Twice, Merry and Happy, Summer Nights. I did used to collect Twice, but when I left Korea, I kind of had to decide what albums were going to make their way home, so I stopped collecting Stray Kids and Twice because of that. Oh, and 17 as well. I had a couple of 17 albums that I had to give away. Kept the photo cards so I could sell those, but yeah, unfortunately the albums themselves did have to just be given away. Then I have Mixtape, I Am Not, I Am Who, all Stray Kids. This is BTS Summer Package, the last one they ever did, so 2019. This is the Mott's concept book, so I had the special edition that came with both versions of it. Then we have the First and Hypen fan club kit. I did rejoin, but I didn't buy the fan club kit for the second one because it takes forever and a day for it to arrive. I ordered this in December. It didn't come until August. Like, that hardly seems worth it. But I am still in Engine waiting for the friggin' tickets. Come on. Like, Hype, seriously, when are we getting either a TXT or an Hypen tour? All I ask for. And then this was also another random thing that I won, NCT 2020 Residence. I do not collect NCT. I'm not saying they're not good. I really like NCT songs. I just don't collect their albums. And I didn't forget them. I will pull it out to give a special mention. I do have the Sunset version of Director's Cut for 17. Okay, finally at the end, we're just moving up to Day 6 light stick, cup sleeves, got 7 light stick. This was my signed Youngjae Diet album, signed JB Breath of Love Last Piece album, all members signed, Astro Blue Flame album. This is the book version. And then my BTS light stick. And then this is the top of my big shelf, but it is just a lot of chaos, a lot of cups and stuff, empty light stick cases, cup sleeves. So I don't feel like it's necessary to pull it all down, but, oh, and then in the back there, and these two are different stickers that I have.